Scoodly doodly doo, it's time for another Welch review. Scoodly doodly doo doo.
Evening, gang. Welcome to another episode of the Welch Review. It's good to see you. I hope your week has been great. Today, we're going to be talking about the Idris Elba animal boxing match of the century called Beast. And as said, in this movie is Idris Elba as Dr. Nate Samuels. He was in Hobbs and Shaw. He was in No Good Deed, also The Wire, the Thor series as Hempdale. Pretty much everything. I feel like he's doing a lot of really big things, Idris Elba. He's really having a nice moment. You know, he popped up in Thor. He's in Beast. He was in 3,000 Years of Longing. You know, he's really doing everything and he's everywhere. And I hope this continues because, you know, he's a great actor and he puts out amazing content. You also have Sharlto Copley as Martin Battles, and Sharlto Copley was in District 9, Elysium, Gringo, and Hardcore Henry, and the A-Team. And he's another really good actor, but he just hasn't been in anything in a while, so it was really nice to see him as well in this movie. It's also cool, this movie takes place in Africa. Sharlto Copley is from Africa, so that was also pretty cool. A little bit of authenticity to it. You also have Ayanna Holly, and my apologies for mispronouncing that, as Meredith Samuels. She was in This Is Us, Abbott Elementary, and Licorice Pizza. And then you have Leah Jeffries as Nora Samuels, as she was in Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Rel, and Something from Tiffany's. This was written by Jamie Primack Sullivan, who wrote Breaking In, starring John Boyega. And then you have Ryan Engel, and he wrote The Commuter, Nonstop, and Rampage. So 2 Liam Neeson films and 1 Dwayne Johnson. All good movies. And this was directed by Balthazar Kormacor, and he directed Two Guns with Mark Wahlberg and Denzel Washington, the film Everest, and Contraband, also with Mark Wahlberg. I really like Contraband. There's a scene where Giovanni Ribisi is doing coke off a knife, and J.K. Simmons comes downstairs because they broke in his house, and he's just like, "Go back to bed, old man." And it's real awkward and weird, but he does a good job because, you know, you see Giovanni Ribisi, you don't think, oh, hardened criminal. You think, that guy must study in the library, which is dope. Libraries are cool. But he's not like the criminal underworld type, so he did a good job. But anyway, Beast, you know, takes place in Africa. It does bring up a couple, you know, one specific topic, like the poaching. Poaching is an ongoing, horrible thing that people are doing. Be it, though, that it's, you know, how they make their living and that's what they have to do. But it is slowly crippling, you know, animal populations. And it's, you know, soon we might not see some of these amazing creatures that we take for granted. So ideally that changes in our future and our kids' future. And that'll conclude my TED Talk on that. But it opens up with poachers killing a lion pride, right? And you think all the lions are dead, but one gets away, right? And now, like in any sort of revenge movie, like you kill Arnold Schwarzenegger's family, Stallone's family, Liam Neeson's family, you know, Bruce Willis's, Nicolas Cage's family, John Travolta's family. You know, like any action movie, what's the thing that happens? You know, I'm sure you're already thinking, oh, it's revenge, right? This is kind of like a lion revenge movie, which would have been really cool if they just went at it from that angle. Like, oh, this lion's like, they killed my pride. I gotta get revenge. I gotta avenge them, right? You know, like Simba just goes Rambo and murders everyone up to Scar. You know, that would be kind of dope. So basically, this lion's like, humans killed my pride. I'm gonna get revenge, and starts killing every human it encounters, even peaceful people. So while this lion's on this like hell-bent, blood-fueled rampage of revenge and justice, Idris Elba and family are coping with the loss of the mom and their family, his wife, their mom. And on top of that, you know, prior to her dying, you know, they had separated. So things weren't, like, you know, cohesive in the family unit. It was very tricky. It's still very tricky, if not even more tricky than it was prior to this. So he decides, you know, we're going to go on a family trip to Africa, see your mom's village, reconnect with his college buddy Martin. So that's okay. And, you know, his younger daughter is very keen on wanting them to have a relationship and try to find some sense of normalcy. Whereas his older daughter is very adamant, like, you know, you promised us Mom wouldn't die because he's a doctor and she had cancer, and then she did die. And it's like, well, that's an awfully heavy burden. And like, he's trying to connect with her, but he doesn't know what to say and what not to say. And it just ends up in arguments and him drinking, right? He has a lot of regret and, you know, repressed sadness that he's just burying deeper and deeper because he doesn't know how to connect with his daughter, as well as he's having a hard time because he hoped that they would have worked things out and they never got to, right? She passed away before they could. So there's a lot of family drama within that. So on top of, you got this family drama going on, you got this poaching problem going on, and then you got this revenge that this lion is seeking going on, all intertwined in the same. Now, some people might say that that's like, you know, a messy plate, right? Or like, you know, these are genres that don't all go together. And I'm sure there are people out there who would agree with that and think, you know what, this movie can't figure out what it wants to be. It just hodgepodges a lot of things in there. But I would disagree. I think there is a nice balance of each thing. And I think, if anything, the lion could be a metaphor for all of their fears of what happens when family passes away and how you have to overcome that fear to have a new beginning. That's just one way of looking at it. That's how I like to look at it. You know, and on top of that, they have some really cool animal fight scenes. There's a lot of tension, a lot of thrills. You know, it really makes Africa look like this really cool and uncharted continent because, like anything, there are some places in the jungle, in the forest, that we just haven't explored, haven't set foot in, where humans aren't the top of the food chain. And I think occasionally we might need reminders. Now, this is an animal planet, or probably that accurate, but lions are pretty creepy. Like, you don't need to, like, use your imagination to be like, oh, what does a lion look like? Like, everyone's seen a lion. Lions are ferocious and scary. You type on YouTube, lions tackle a gazelle. In most cases, we don't have a gun or something. We're the gazelle, right? We're the bottom of the food chain in that element. So I think it really talks about that. It also kind of reminds me of, like, whereas Liam Neeson fought wolves, like in the Canadian or Alaskan wilderness in The Grey, Idris Elba's on, like, the bottom of the hemisphere fighting a lion. Now, the difference is it actually shows Idris Elba fighting the lion, and it's terrifying. I'm not going to say what happens, but it's nice to see them actually show, hey, man versus lion, and, like, them not, you know, make him, like, super, super strong, like he punches the lion in the mouth and it goes away, or it goes flying, or something, you know, probably ridiculous like that. Not that it wouldn't be dope, but it's realistic, you know, and they incorporate some things that do make sense, you know. Other lions are territorial, they'll defend their pride, that kind of thing, you know. So there is some knowledge in there mixed up with all this, like, you know, beautiful plate that they've put together. So, is Beast going to revolutionize the game by any means? No, but it's a really fun summer adventure to check out. And I know it's not the summer anymore, but that's when it came out, you know, tail end of the summer. And it's a really good movie, and it's a good time, and it's a fun time killer, and it's like, it's nice seeing these kind of creature features that come out, and I hope that means there's more of them. You know, like, I'd like to see one with a hippo, a rhinoceros, even like giraffes, like headbutting people like golf balls. Like, that would be pretty fun. Stretch. Or something like that. I don't know. That'd be dope. But, I got this killer idea for a hippo movie. Not Hungry Hungry Hippos. It's called, we'll talk about that later. But it's a really good film, and it's definitely worth your time checking out. You know, it's really, really a good movie. And it lives up. It is a beast. It's a beast of a film. It's real good. My grandma didn't like it, which is a little disappointing. But I liked it. My fiance liked it. I'm pretty sure Sam would like it too. So pick up Beast. It's worth a watch. I also think it'd be cool if they just shot the movie, like a movie, not necessarily this one, but like from a animal's point of view on getting revenge on the humans or something like that, where like humans aren't the main characters, like what they did with like Godzilla King of the Monsters, the second one Michael Dougherty did, where they focused more on Godzilla and less on the people. I would like that, but like where this animal's been wronged by humanity, and then they decide, you know what's the problem? Humans. Actually, they made a French movie called White God, where this dog was beaten and then it decides, I'm going to raise up an army of dogs and attacks people. You should check that out if you haven't seen it. But I would like to see a lion version of that, where it's like, oh, my pride's been massacred. Then it like strategically hunts down the poachers and like takes everything from them, like it did from it. That's what I want. I want an actual animal revenge story. But until then, this has been the Welch Review, and I will see you next time. Stay gold.